Shalom, Yahweh Shemel Shad Rakatham. So my brother, Shalom, Yahweh Shamar. Tham by Shemel Shad, all my sisters, all right? It's I.S.U.P.K, Minneapolis, with the Brotherhood class. Today's topic is Brotherhood is a Weapon. You see what I'm saying? We are going to talk about this topic a lot. We actually want to put that on the other side, yeah? So when students come in, they can grab that and, take their seat. Yeah, make sure that your phones is on mute or silent. All right, and if y'all got any questions, you want to raise your hand, okay? Or otherwise, you can say Salakia, which means excuse me, and then I'll call on you to, so you can ask your question. All right. So first, you want to go to Genesis 37 and 20. Chucky. All right. So yeah, today's topic is about brotherhood being a weapon, and as always, this is a great topic about how to fix yourself up to be more of a brother or a sister to the next person. And when I say a brother or a sister to the next person, it's always your neighbor, that one who is near to you, who is kin to you, who is family, okay? And that's what today's topic is going to be about, all right? Yeah, it's going to be Genesis 37 and 20, okay? But before we get into the scriptures, I pretty much, I always like to start off the class with a little bit of a dialogue. Versus jump into the scriptures right away. So with the dialogue as of today, what is something that y'all saw recently that you thought that, you looked at the situation where you thought that brotherhood could have been applied, brotherhood or sisterhood? Have you saw some recently?
Yes, I one.
Go ahead.
So primarily dealing with people in my immediate circle, or we'll say co-workers, to where I'm not necessarily trying to push the truth on them, but to where they themselves would have like I want to say like a judgmental attitude with what I got going on. But essentially it's like, they're like trying to put like a shadow over my shine, you know what I'm saying? Like with the truth.
Right.
I'm not sure if that's exactly what you're trying to get at or not.
Yeah, no sweat, yeah.
But it's essentially, since I became a part of the truth, or been aware of the truth, my attitude, my mentality, it feels like my overall spirit is essentially just like shifted. And I'm walking down this path of basically the truth, righteousness. I don't know if that would be the right terminology.
You got it.
So man, it's like I got these hurdles that are being placed in front of me,
right?
And it's like I'm stepping back, and it's like for the first time in my life, being involved with what I was, prior to the truth, it's like it feels like there's more hurdles now than what there was, before I came to the truth. So it's like, and it's the people that are closest to me putting the hurdles in front of me. So it's just like I'm not really sure. Like you're supposed to be my family, you're supposed to be my brother, you're supposed to be my homie.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You should be supporting this and like at least give me the common respect, just to at least, let me be, or when I speak, you ain't gotta, be denying it or, rejecting it, because we're in a conversation and I'm trying to be brotherly and I'm trying to tell you, what the truth is about these heathens, about these devils,
right?
At least, even common courtesy, if we're in that conversation mode, just to hear me out. Don't initiate the conversation, and then once you start hearing the truth, no.
Right. So in a nutshell, that's why I asked you that question, on purpose, because I knew something like that would come out. On the topic of brotherhood, of course, you're trying to, give people what they need. When I say people, you're trying to give Israel what they need is the truth. Because when you're speaking the truth, you're giving somebody a opportunity to a better lifestyle than what they got going on. Because a lot of our people are into a lot of sin. You name it, to drug addiction, homosexuality, which is a big topic of this month. which we'll get into next week, knowing that it's Pride Month. It went from Pride Week to Pride Month. So, you know, they're stepping their game up as far as the agenda pushing homosexuality. That's why, you know, with stories, you know, like yours, we have to push, you know, the love between one another. You have to tell people, you have to tell homosexuals that are Israelites, hey, that's not of the Lord. Yes, you were raped, you were molested, and now you're using this form of identity as a cover-up for really what happened in the past. You have to teach them that, yes, this thing that happened to you was very vile. See what I'm saying? You are compelled by the perception of how a man should be, how you should fit in, because there's men out there, or it's young boys who's being used as models. When I say models, meaning a tool to push homosexuality. You see what the general said, Commander General YAHANNA said on a radio show about the boys wearing crop tops. You see what I'm saying? That's woman clothing. And even women shouldn't have to wear, women should not be wearing small clothes. You see what I'm saying? Like it's like women wearing, you know, their daughter's clothing. You know, clothes are small on a little child. That is a girl. A grown woman should not be wearing that. She should wear clothes that cover her up. See what I'm saying? It should not be the other way around.
Right.
You know what I mean? You got these skinny jeans era. See what I'm saying? Where I grew up in. Disgusting. See what I'm saying? I see big men wear leggings or tight jeans and think that they are hot stuff. Obviously, like, that is disgusting.
Right.
Every belly roll, everything showing. You see what I'm saying? Everything is showing. It's just like, man, put that away. See what I'm saying? There's kids around here. Nobody wants to see that. If you want your woman to, you know, show that too, you can show her, you know, I mean, not saying wear the jeans, no skinny tight jeans, but no one wants to see every curve of your body, every outline.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Wear clothes that fit and cover you up.
Right.
See what I'm saying? Not too fitted, not too tight, but enough to cover you up. See what I'm saying? So when it comes to people coming up against you, like you said, putting hurdles in front of you, or what I like to call stumbling blocks too, and in another sense, because a hurdle can be a stumbling block. Because in the Bible it says not to put a stumbling block in front of your brother, meaning that thing that can cause them to tremble into what? Sin. That can cause them to sin. Does it make sense for someone that's dealing with, let's say, someone that's dealing with a drug addiction? Does it make sense to be around them with drugs?
No.
It doesn't make any sense. That might just trigger them. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I mean? That brother might see someone down the street smoking a cigarette. That person that's smoking a cigarette doesn't know that you're dealing with cigarettes. They didn't sin. They just lost. But this person that knows is trying to get you to sin, trying to get, you know, and that's a demon on them. They may not know it. That's why we here always be like, man, hey, man, here you go, man. Man, don't worry about that, man. It's going to solve all your problems. You know, when you're young in the truth, some people that's coming up in the truth might confide in other people in the world for counsel, not knowing that that's a bad idea, because they might tell you something that's wrong. But you think based on your emotions and how you feel and how you think, because you're so young in the mind, so you're so young.
Right.
You don't know anything. You're a child. So you take the counsel thinking that it's wise, and you end up back in the same place, which is where you was before you came into the truth.
Right.
So instead of you moving forward, you're going backwards. And that has to stop. So when people come up against you concerning the truth, don't sweat it. You know, family to this day think that I'm Muslim, think I'm rolling with the Ishmaelites, who are the Arabs, and I just laugh. And I find it funny. I used to find it very irritating and, you know, just annoying. But now I'm just like, you know, it's funny. I was like, but I ain't with them. I don't roll with them. Actually, I'm really against those type of people.
Right.
See what I'm saying? You wanna know why? Because they are against my people. While
Come.
you making jokes and stuff like that, you might just be, you know, the next Arab's body. So you might add on to his body count. You might be another victim of his own scheme. Why you laughing and joking? You see what I'm saying? I'm not with them. I'm against them.
That's right.
But who I am with, I'm with you.
That's right.
But you don't know that because you're asleep out here. You see what I'm saying? So the best thing that you can do for a brother and sister is give them this truth. It is the living water. But everybody's not going to accept this type of, accept that drink. Accept the opportunity, the better life. There are some people that know what is better for you than what you know for yourself. That's why there are people that are more wiser than you. They're not just over you in a position just to be over you for any reason. There is a reason. It's not just because this person said that you should be at this position, you should be at that position. There are people that really watch over your lives. They care for you. They give a damn about you.
Right.
Who has more authority, the parent or the child?
Parent.
The parent does. See what I'm saying? I don't want to say it's a parent. You know what I mean? And when I say parent, meaning it's obvious.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's evident that the parent has more authority than a child. See what I'm saying? The child has to learn how to grow. The parents already got the teaching. Now it's time for you to get it. And then when that child grows up and gets raised up how the parents were, they can do the same to the next generation, to their children, and so on and so forth.
That's right.
And as brothers, we have to teach each other how to work with each other, how to become a team, a nation of people. See what I'm saying? A family. I mean, what does it profit us to work against each other? It profits us nothing. Because as we're in the process of working up against each other, like we rubbing up against each other, what happens is another people are getting stronger and more better and wiser. Their inventions are better than ours. Their survival kit to life, how to come up in the world and survive, is better than ours. And that's a problem. Because what happens is we become part of their plan, their survival kits. We become their slaves. And anytime that Black and Hispanic people have ever been slaves underneath another nation, it has always been cruel activity. Always. But when we get the kingdom back and forever, we won't do, we won't be cruel to them. Like it says in the Bible, in Proverbs 29 and 2. Actually, grab Proverbs 29 and 2 on the string of this topic. Let me show you something. And this goes for the wicked Negroes too. Yeah, Proverbs 29 and 2. Let me show you something. A lot of people think that we are going to have sex with a white woman because they did it to our woman. That's false. A lot of people think that, I don't know. A lot of people think that having sex with a white woman is justice for Black women being raped and molested by white men. That's not justice. Them being killed, them suffering, that's justice for our women, our nation. You see what I'm saying? That's what justice is. Okay? That's something that we got to think about and consider. All right? Hold on 1 second. Give me a second. 1 second. So like for that real quick, Akim. You got Proverbs?
Yeah.
Proverbs 29:2.
Proverbs, chapter 29, verse 2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice.
Say it one more time.
The people rejoice.
From the top.
When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice.
When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. See what I'm saying? It's like 1 second. It's like read it one more time. I got distracted.
Proverbs chapter 29, verse 2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice.
When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. And that's going to be us. When Black, Hispanic, and American people rule this earth again, and these heathens are underneath our rules, our standards, underneath our laws. You see what I'm saying? What's going to happen is this earth is going to be at peace. How the white man brutalized Black and Hispanics, that's not going to happen. There's going to be justifiable, actions. There's going to be justice behind the things that we do to these heathens. If a heathen's out of line and he's breaking the laws, what's going to happen? He's going to be punished. See what I'm saying? You want to make sure that you raise your hand too. Just if you got a question or if you want to say something. No sweat. See what I'm saying? Read it one more time.
Proverbs chapter 29, verse 2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice.
When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. Meaning they are glad. They are happy. They are at a state of mind which is peace. You see what I'm saying? Keep going.
But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn.
Say it one more time.
But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn.
When the wicked bears rule, the people mourn. Why do they mourn? They mourn because these people are unjust. Give me an example of a people being unjust. And I always say a people. But who am I speaking about? Go ahead. Huh? Edomites. Who are Edomites? Caucasians who are white people. See what I'm saying? These white people rule the earth, according to Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. That's the ones that are ruling this earth right now. How do we know? Because of the TV. Because as soon as we go outside, what do we see? We see murder. We see people being falsely accused, being thrown in jail. Y'all know about the Central Park 5. See what I'm saying? Those 5 brothers that were falsely accused for years being in jail. And what happened? They got out. You see what I'm saying? And it was exposed that the white man was the devil. See what I'm saying? It was really exposed to the point where that prosecutor, she lost damn near everything. She resigned everything because Black people were giving her backlash because the role that she played in these brothers going into slavery in the prison, pretty much. I call it slavery. The prison system is another form of slavery.
That's right.
See what I'm saying? They got brutalized and they was in the worst jail ever. Rikers Island. That's one of the worst prison systems on this goddamn earth. See what I'm saying? That's right. Yeah, white people. Yeah, the sister said white people. You damn right.
Yeah.
That's exactly who it is. Okay. Hey, shalom, Yahabashim Shabbat to all the Akim on YouTube and Facebook. All right. So, read that one more time.
Proverbs chapter 29, verse 2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice.
When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. Like, once again, in the kingdom, nobody is raping white women as a form of justice. That's called lust. There's not going to be no white concubines and things of that sort. If y'all want GMS, no, what is it? Is it GMS or GOCC? I think it's GOCC. If y'all want GOCC to get y'all heads cut off, so be it. If you think that's going to be the kingdom of heaven, you are sadly mistaken. And you are going to find yourself in a grave somewhere. See what I'm saying? Because Yahushua is not going to play those games with you. That's not the kingdom. Well, at least the kingdom of the Most High. That's the kingdom of this white man's. See what I'm saying? You want to rape and touch everything. It just proves the type of lustful bastard that you are. You see what I'm saying? But what we are going to do to white people is bash their little ones' heads against the stone.
That's right.
That's in the Bible.
That's right.
I'm not telling you something that, is of my own mind. It's in the Bible that you read every Sunday, every Wednesday Bible study. I mean, you heard about that? A Wednesday Bible study.
Yeah.
They are getting molested in Wednesday Bible study. See what I'm saying? They are teaching sexual decency. There's a whole lot of homosexuality going on that day of every week. All right. You stop right there. Now, give me another example where you would show brotherhood in any situation or sisterhood. I'm saying like in your everyday life, there's an opportunity where you can show love to a brother and sister. Go ahead.
For an example, when a brother is, let's say, down on his luck and he needs a helping hand, whether it be some food, clothing, or maybe even transportation, would be if we had the means, you'd definitely be able to be there to help him,
right?
To help him out of a position,
right?
Would that be one?
Yeah, kind of. Like, for example, if you see somebody down, like I said, down on their luck, meaning they don't have it.
Right.
See what I'm saying? Instead of you being like, oh, I ain't got it either, you know that you got it. I mean, give it. Why not? You're not going to lose anything. And there's a scripture about that. I wish I knew where it was. I forget how it goes, but I mean, if you lose your money for your brother or your sister, you really didn't lose anything. And the Most High is going to give it to you. I was going to give you the money back. He's going to give you something else. But when you give something to somebody, don't expect it back.
Right.
See what I'm saying? Just don't. See what I'm saying? Just understand that you did a good deed. See what I'm saying? Some things you don't get back. You might have that brother or sister that might just give you something back that you gave them. Hey, Most High in Christ. If they don't sweat it. See what I'm saying? Because what did Christ do for Israelites? Does anybody know? What did Christ do? Go ahead. He died for Israel. Yeah, he died for all of Israel because we were a sinful nation. And the Most High was ready to pull the plug on all of us. But what happened? He brought Yahushua on the scene. And Yahushua took up the burden to put his life down for us. And in the Bible, it says what's the greatest thing that you can do for your friend? I mean, what's the greatest thing that you can do for a Black and Hispanic? You lay your life down for your friend. Who is your friend? Anybody knows? Go ahead.
Israel.
Israel. And Israel also is your neighbor. When it says to love thy neighbor and love thy brother, that's always talking about your kindred, your family. It's never talking about outsiders. It's not talking about the Caucasians, It's not talking about the white man, the East Indians, the Ishmaelites, the Africans. Who else I missed? The Japanese and Chinese. It's never talking about them. See what I'm saying? So let me see here. Get Genesis 37 and 20. Let me show you something real quick. Genesis 37 and 20 is a great story about Joseph. All right? Go ahead and get that out.
Genesis 37, verse 20. Come now, therefore, and let us slay him, and cast him into some pit.
Actually, I want you to stop right there. Let me give the backstory. If everybody that's reading Genesis 37 and 20 does not understand why we're starting right here, I'll give you the backstory. So in Genesis, Joseph or Jacob, who was our forefather, who was the progenitor of Israel. Progenitor meaning father of, all right? We are the offspring of our father, who is Jacob. Now, Jacob had a son that was favored. You see what I'm saying? That was Joseph. Out of all his children, it was Joseph. And some of his brothers hated Joseph because how gifted he was. I mean, you gotta let a nigga shine when he's shining. You see what I'm saying? You can't put the cover when the lights is on. You know what I mean? You can't turn off the lights, you know what I'm saying, when nigga's shining. You know what I mean? Just let it just like let him glow. You know what I mean? Everybody has their days. Everybody has their point in life when they are just that man in the room. They are, that nigga, so to speak. See what I'm saying? You can't kill that man's spirit, that sister's spirit. Let whoever's getting that glory, it's because the Most High allowed it. Don't stop it. Don't be what they call a hater. You know what I'm saying? But there's people that's gonna hate. That's why the I.S.U.P.K is always hated. There's people that always talk about us. We look like Power Rangers. We look like, I don't know. I mean, they say a lot of things. You know what I mean? You know how we say we are home of the truth? Yeah. I heard them say we are the home of the faggots. I was like, damn. I was like, I think they got us mistaken with IUIC.
That's right.
Because they got a whole bunch of scandals of homosexuality.
Yep.
Never heard any stories like that in the I.S.U.P.K.
That's right.
And you never will.
Never will.
Because we ain't homosexual over here. See what I'm saying? And we are not being killed by Africans. Because that sister was in the hands of an African. First of all, you teach that we are all about Israel, but you join in with heathens. That's wrong. And what's the proof? You got your man messing with a white transsexual and gets shot in the face. I mean, you teaching brotherhood, you teaching all these things concerning Israel, but you got your mans over here who you denied and said that's not part of the group. Your fake little club, but he shoots a transsexual in the face that is white. So your man's is messing with a white man, literally. You see what I'm saying? You got your man's messing with a white man, literally, who's dressed up as a woman. That's horrible, man. And then you got your leader who's an informant, who is a police officer or detective locking up niggas falsely. See what I'm saying? I mean, if you're going to be a goddamn cop, do some justice. But you do the opposite. You do injustice on your own nation. Lock up these crooked ass cops. Put them on trial. Lock them up. See what I'm saying? But in the meantime, you putting synthesis on brothers who haven't done anything wrong. You know what I mean? But they were just a target that they was able to catch. Maybe they was not doing whatever that they said that they were doing. But I guess they was caught and guilty for something else. That's why they was able to get caught like that. But if you are in the I.S.U.P.K, you have to be blameless of everything. You have to. Otherwise, you're going to find yourself caught up. All right? So go ahead and read that. So this is Joseph and his brothers and his father, who is Jacob. They are all, talking amongst each other. And Joseph is explaining to Jacob about these dreams. You see what I'm saying, that he's been having. dreams really vicious at this time. And Jacob at this point is just so satisfied and just glorifying Joseph for how gifted and wonderful he is. And as you read, it shows how his brothers are envying him because how great he is. You know what I mean? Your brothers should not be envying you. It should be all love. Everybody's going to have their time to shine, always. See what I'm saying? You better wait for your opportunity. You got to hold your post. But these niggas that was wicked, they hated their own brother and later conspired to kill him. But we are going to read what's going to happen in the scriptures, okay? And also, I love the part when it talks about how Joseph made this coat out of many colors. See what I'm saying? I mean, like a sheep. He made it out of a sheep, but just, man, it had many colors, like a coat, a fur coat. Just many colors. It was glorious. And Jacob loved it. All right, so let's get into the scriptures. Y'all got this? Genesis 37 and 20. I'm just going to fast forward because it's a long chapter. Go ahead.
Genesis 37, verse 20. Come now, therefore, and let us slay him and cast him into some pit.
Say it one more time. Stop that.
Verse 20. Come now, therefore, and let us slay him and cast him into some pit.
Now the brothers had went out to a city, and they went to take care of some business. And I can't remember exactly where it's at, but it says in a few verses before, but it's fine. For time's sake, they went to go take care of some business. Some of the brothers, and when they went to go take care of this business, Joseph went to go follow along behind them. And as they saw him afar off, they decided to conspire against their brother. They wanted to teach him a lesson, so to speak, because of how envious they were against this man. So keep going.
And we will say, some evil beast hath devoured him.
Right, so they was going to plan on putting him in a pit and say that some beast devoured, meaning killed Joseph. And they was going to deliver this message to their father. See what I'm saying? And that's how you know that that's a disgusting spirit that you have to get away from, where you want your brother to die. If you wish death on the Israelite, who will be? You have to deal with the Most High. That is a judgment set on your head. See what I'm saying? The Most High just might send a hitman on you. You never wish death on the Israelite. Yes, they can be wicked. They can be destructive. Don't wish death on Israelites. But when it comes to the heathens, yeah, that's fine. See what I'm saying? Because in our prayers, we wish death on our enemies who are heathens all the time. Why? Because they do it to us, and more than anything, it's justice. It's justice. Why is that? When a cop that killed Philando Castile, well, I think that was a brother. I'll use somebody else. Tamir Rice, Mike Brown, Sandra Bland, those people deserve death. Those cops, because they killed one of our own unjustly. And I'm going to show you an example of what happens when you afflict one of our own. I'm going to get to that a little later, but let's finish on this.
Genesis chapter 37, verse 20.
Actually, no, keep going.
Okay. Sorry. And we shall see what will become of his dreams.
Right. So that's more like a mocking. They're mocking this brother right now. See what I'm saying? Joseph, because of he can interpret dreams. He had that gift. Some brothers have the gift to tell you what you are dealing with. What is on your mind? What did you see last night? What startled you? What got you wrestling as far as your spirit goes? See what I'm saying? Is something troubling you? Like some brothers will ask you, is something troubling you? Oh no, I'm good out of wine. Are you sure? Because they can see something that you can't see. These are men that can discern the spirit. See what I'm saying? They can see something that's going on with your spirit. All right. That's why you have great counselors in the school. Great counselors in the school that can tell you all your problems. They can tell you what you need versus what you think you need. They can fix any problem that you have with the Bible. All right? So keep going on that.
Genesis chapter 37, verse 21.
Mm-hmm.
And Reuben heard it, and he delivered him out of their hands.
So some of the brothers wanted to kill Joseph, but Reuben delivered, meaning he saved Joseph out of his other brother's hands and said, how about this? How about we go with this plan instead of yours? Let's not physically kill our brother, but let's do something else. Read.
And he said, let us not kill him.
Let us not kill him.
Verse 22. And Reuben said unto them, shed no blood, but cast him into this pit that is the wilderness, and lay no hand upon him.
That's where it was, the wilderness. Yeah, I was going to say that in the way beginning. I wasn't sure. So Reuben's like, let's not kill him, but let's put him in his pit. See what I'm saying? Let's put him in a pit to where he cannot get out. He's going to suffer there. Let's make sure that he's in a position where he is stuck. Let's put him in a position of a snare to where he is stuck and trapped. Keep going.
That he might rid him out of their hands to deliver him to his father again.
Keep going. Mm-hmm.
Verse 23. And it came to pass, when Joseph was come unto his brethren, that they stripped Joseph out of his coat.
Out of his coat, the coat with the many colors. They took that jacket away, man. They started to rough him up. They all ganged up on their own brother and conspired against him. How evil is that, man? Keep going.
His coat of many colors that was on him.
Keep going.
Verse 24. And they took him and cast him into a pit.
And cast him into the pit. Keep going.
And the pit was empty.
It was empty, meaning they saw this empty pit and they like, yo, let's put Joseph in here. See what I'm saying? You think it's a prank. You see what I'm saying? But more than anything, they really was conspiring against this man. They wanted to, they used their temporary feelings and emotions, their envy, the strife, to try to end their own blood, flesh and blood at that. Instead, they wanted to teach him a lesson. They wanted to put him in this pit. They wanted him to suffer. Keep going.
There was no water in it.
They wanted, like I said, they wanted him to suffer and die. You see what I'm saying? A slow death. Keep going.
Verse 25. And they sat down to eat bread. Mm-hmm. And they lifted up their eyes and looked. Uh-huh. And behold, a company of Ishmaelites came from Gilead with their camels bearing spicery and balm and myrrh.
Right, like frankincense and myrrh. So what that's saying right there is that as they were sitting down, as the brothers were sitting down to eat, as they were, as they put Joseph in a pit, these Ishmaelites, as you know, as Arabs, you see what I'm saying? Like your DJ Khaled's, your French Montana, you see what I'm saying? Your corner store Arabs, see what I'm saying? They were on their way, in the wilderness, on these camels, coming to, pick and gather some things on their way back to Egypt. Now let's see what happens.
Going to carry it down to Egypt. Mm-hmm. Verse 26.
Right.
And Judah said unto his brethren.
No sweat. I see you ready for camp.
Yeah.
No sweat. Go
What
ahead.
profit is it if we slay our brother?
What profit is it if we slay our brother? Instead, I got a better idea. Keep going.
And conceal his blood.
Say it one more time.
And conceal his blood.
And conceal his blood. Okay. What does that mean? Anybody? What does that mean?
Would it be
To drink it.
One second. You say it again.
Drink it.
Okay. That's one. Anybody else? Go ahead.
I think he's trying to hide that.
Okay. You think the same thing?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna go with right there.
Okay. All right. So read it one more time.
From the top.
From the top.
Verse 26, and Judah said unto his brethren, what profit is it if we slay our brother and conceal his blood?
What profit does it? So like we say, he said, what profit does it do? What?
What profit is it if we slay our brother?
Like, yeah, like what's the point? Like, what is the profit if we decide to slay our own brother? You see what I'm saying? Instead, keep going.
And conceal his blood.
And conceal his blood. So once again, what does that mean, Chucky?
To hide that, like I said, I'm basically interpreting it as to hide the evidence.
Pretty much, that's exactly what that means. You know, to hide the evidence. And that's what the sister said. See what I'm saying? She was right about that. To hide the evidence, to hide the body, so to speak. Keep going.
Verse 27. Come and let us sell him to the Ishmaelites.
Instead of killing him and murdering him, the best way to get rid of him, let's sell him to another people, another nation. Once again, who are the Ishmaelites?
Arabs.
They are the Arabs. You see what I'm saying? The stanky Arabs who had 14 million of us before the white man did and killed a lot of us. 14 million. I'll say over that. Over 14 million of us. The Arabs had us before the white man did. And don't get me started about the Chinese and what they did to us. Horror stories out here that the school system does not teach, of course. They give all the profit to the white man as far as our slavery. Now, we've been in many captivities. We've been underneath the hands of all these heathens, one by one. See what I'm saying? They was playing games with our lives. And we lost our lives in the hands of these people. That's why we need to get our people back together so we can govern and police each other. That's the whole importance of the 144,000 who is going to be with Christ, who is going to sit, you see what I'm saying, on those thrones, man. You got a question?
Yeah. Is it 144,000 that's like a special elect and military, or I don't know?
No, the 144,000 is those that are sealed in the head. Sealed in the head, meaning with the law, statute, commandments. So that would be the mark of the Most High. You ever heard of the mark of the beast? So the mark of the beast is the mark of the white man. Of Satan, which is the white. Yeah, well, Satan is not the white man, but the work of Satan. You see what I'm saying? Like the military force. If someone is in the military force or that is a cop that does the work, you can you let him in, Chucky. Look what I show. See what I'm saying? If you do the work of the white man, you got the mark of the beast, so to speak. All right. All right. So now after that, Chucky, what verse are you on? SHALAM, yeah. So which verse are you on? No sweat. So which one?
Slide here. Genesis 37, verse 27. Come and let us sell him unto the Ishmaelites, and let not our hand be upon him, for he is our brother and our flesh.
And who was saying that?
Joseph.
No. Yeah, it can't be Joseph.
No, Joseph.
Who you think was saying that? It had to be Reuben. You see what I'm saying? Because he was the one that said, instead of killing him, let's do this thing instead. So instead, let's sell him to the Ishmaelites, to slavery. That's what they did. They hated this man so much, their own brother, that they thought You see what I'm saying? It's lucky. They hated this man so much to the point that they wanted to sell him to heathens. Keep going.
To be specific, the nasty ass Africans.
Nasty ass Africans, you're right, in Egypt. You see what I'm saying? And you know what they did to us. They oppressed the hell out of us. See what I'm saying? Like they still doing to this day. A lot of people talk about Africa, where there are certain parts in there are parts in Africa where niggas are being oppressed still. See what I'm saying? Don't get me started on that. Keep going.
And let not our hand be upon him.
Meaning like, let's not do anything. Let's not touch this man. Let's let these Ishmaelites that are going to sell him to the Africans deal with him. Let's get him off our hands. Because you remember the part when it talks about conceal. What did it say? Conceal what, Chucky?
His blood.
His blood. His blood. You see what I'm saying? Keep going.
For he is our brother and our flesh.
Right. I mean, all that shit's out the window. Why is all that out the window? Because they decide to conspire against them, to put them in a position of danger. All right? Keep going.
And his brethren were content.
And his brothers were content to do this evil thing. They did this evil thing to the point where it was going to bring their father, a grievance. It was going to make him sad and sorrow. All right, keep going.
Verse 28. Then there passed by midnights,
you're right.
merchantmen, and they drew and lifted up Joseph out of the pit.
They lifted this man out of the pit. Keep going.
And sold Joseph to the Ishmaelites for 20 pieces of silver.
Right, so they bounded this man and sold this man for money, for some merchandise. They sold this man for a profit. And let's keep going.
And they brought Joseph into Egypt.
They brought Joseph into Egypt. The greatest place in the world is what everybody thinks. But no one knows that Israelites, who are Black and Hispanic people, just like how the white man treats us today, the Africans was doing the same thing. All of them. You should have seen the things that they were doing to us. You see what I'm saying? You see the way Pharaoh had our children killed. And it was the men. They wanted the woman to stay alive. They didn't care about that, but the men, they wanted to bound them up. What did Pharaoh tell the midwives? Am I saying that right? No, it's not the maids. You see what I'm saying? What did he tell the women that were nursing the children to do to the Israelite boys, the children? I pretty much just said it. What did Pharaoh tell the Israelite women to do to the Israelite children that were boys, babies?
Bash their head?
No, not bash them heads, but kill them. See what I'm saying? But keep the female alive. Keep the females alive, the princesses. Keep them alive. But as far as the men, kill them off. But who survived? Who in Egypt, besides Joseph, who was one of those great men that's very important when we talk about Egypt? Besides Joseph, who's very important? Go ahead. Moses was one of those people that ended up surviving. And he came for who?
Israel,
his people. You see what I'm saying? I'm gonna give you an example. Drop all that, go to Exodus 2:11. Let me show you how much Moses loved his people. Moses risked his own life for his niggas. You see what I'm saying? Just like Christ did. Although Moses was in Egypt for a time, he still did the work of the Lord. He was doing what a true prophet of God should always do: fight for his people. Now, did Moses did Moses, was he there for Africa, for Wakanda? No. Was he there for the Hamites? Not at all. And actually, he was mistaken to be an African, but he was not. He was a Jew. Keep going. Let me ask you, go ahead.
Exodus chapter 2, verse 11. And it came to pass in those days when Moses was growing, that he went unto his brethren and looked in their burdens. And he spied an Egyptian smiting an Hebrew.
You said Moses did what?
Smiting an Hebrew.
No. It's like Moses saw what? Read before that. It says Moses.
That he went unto his brethren.
He went unto his brethren. Now pay attention to that. Moses went to his brethren. Keep going.
And looked on their burdens.
Looked on their burdens. Why does it say he looked on their burdens? Anybody? Go ahead, one.
Because he's saying how horrible the Africans was treating their brother.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They were being horrible. You know,
Right.
Enslaving them, the same thing, even worse than what was going on over there. Because you see what they doing now, going cow behind, so we can only imagine that they doing that kind of thing themselves. What they was doing, how Israel was doing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? What they had, the conditions they had been working in. You know what I'm saying? How many hours, how bad it probably smelled. You know what I mean? And so that's what he said, like, he went to see the burdens, you know what I'm saying? The weight they was carrying down there.
And actually, if I may, I'd like to add on to that, because it was definitely horrible over there. You know, so hot out there, you know what I'm saying, in the Middle East. And as well as, you know, building those stinky ass, what's it called? Pyramids. The pyramids, which are tombstones. You see what I'm saying? Now, if you're from America and you go out to Africa, you really see things for what it is versus how they have a perception of what Africa is in America. That's why if you look at these scholars or you look at people who spend thousands of dollars, like these lot of rich white people, wealthy people, they come back to America and tell you what things really are over there. They show, I mean, they have proof that Israelites are Black and Hispanics over there, especially in Russia, especially in all the museums, but especially in Africa, those, disgusting Africans, they would tell you that we are two different people. I'll give you an example, as slavery. It's this African lady that's on my team, because, they have everything sectioned off. Whose team lead do you belong to? You see what I'm saying? You're on this team and that team. And I remember these two Africans. One is an older lady, she's Nigerian, and then the boy, I believe he's a Cushite. I believe is that Nigerian? A Cushite is I forget what a Cushite is. But long story short, I know it's Somali, Ethiopia, Eritrean. Yeah. Right, Tom. So, I know the lady for sure was a Nigerian because she said it. And I remember when the dude was asking me questions about my nationality, and I told him I'm an Israelite. And he being in America, I guess for too long, colonized, he really didn't understand what that was. And the Nigerian lady looked at him crazy, like, you don't know what that is. And I was telling her, like, we are not the same people. And she was agreeing with what I was saying. She was like, an Israelite is completely different than you. And she was like, we are not the same people. And I was talking about the whole slavery aspect, and she was like, that's very true. You see what I'm saying? Like, there are people out here who, these Africans will let you know that we are not the same. That we have history with you guys, but we put you in slavery. They'll let that know in a heartbeat. Go ahead.
I just want to say, like, something about my own testimony. This reason why I really disconnect myself from being Ethiopian on top of that, because when I was over there, they talk shit about African Americans, and about, like, they say they ain't doing nothing in America, just the whole perception, they just down talking, like they know everything. They arrogant, just like they know everything.
Right, and that's all Africans. All Africans know that we are not the same people. You see what I'm saying? Especially those Somalians. I can tell you many stories in high school. Them Africans know. Every one of them know that we are not the same people. First of all, is any stinking African getting shot down in the streets? You can't match up their conditions to Black and Hispanics at all. But the only thing that they match up is skin complexion. But you can't let that, like that's too easy. You have to match up everything. First of all, we are a people, Black and Hispanic people are a people that only serve one God. As far as I know, out there in Ethiopia, in Egypt, Nigeria, all those people serve more than one God. Every one of them. Same thing with the East Indians and the Arabs. They all do the same thing. That's why the Lord told us to separate ourselves from them. Otherwise, we would blow in cows' behinds. We would eat albino people and say it's lucky, like Lucky Charms. It's good luck. You see what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't make any sense. Monkey soup. I can't believe that's a damn thing. Monkey soup is, oh my goodness. See what I'm saying? Also, it gets to the point where they would eat each other. God damn, like, I'll starve before I decide to eat another person. I'll die before I decide to eat some pork. That's very disgusting. Right. But read that one more time from the top, Bob.
Exodus chapter 2, verse 11. And it came to pass in those days, when Moses was growing, that he went out unto his brethren and looked on their burdens.
Now pay attention to this verse for this one reason. Understand the difference between two different nations. All right? So Moses went to look at his brother and seen that they had burdens on them. The weight that was on top of them because of the oppressor at this time, who is Pharaoh, who was an Egyptian. All right? See what I'm saying? Who was very disgusting. Remember, Israelites taught these heathens everything as far as humanity. We taught white people how to wash their ass. So, like, excuse my language. We taught these people every goddamn thing. Understand that white people were deeply rooted into homosexuality back then, just like they are today. See what I'm saying? Any way that, in order to have any type of intercourse with their woman, they had to dress up like a man. There was a period of time like that, especially in the time of war, because they was all having sex with each other. These Africans were doing the same thing. They always naked, always exposing their nakedness amongst each other, and always doing the most unhuman thing you could ever think of. Give me another example of what Africans do. That you know blacks do not do at all. Anybody, go ahead.
They chop off their women's clitoris.
There you go. That's one. And they use like a form of iron to press down and flat chest a woman's breast. See what I'm saying? To make them look like a warrior, so to speak. When you do the history on it, like a man. That's disgusting. How the hell you want to grow an army with just women? When there's no men around, but just women, that's not going to work. These women gotta stay on track with they periods, which are called flower. They breastfeed and they got a whole bunch of hormones. How you gonna take that to battle? That's not Black and Hispanics. You can't compare the two. That's why they are what they call a estranged people. Always been called that. First of all, another thing too that goes against the Bible is marking your skin. Everybody in Africa marks their skin with the what is it called? Tribe marks. Is that what you call them? Tribal marks, where they mark their skin. You see what I'm saying? It's like connect the damn dots or something. You know what I mean? With the plate lips. That's not our culture.
Right.
See what I'm saying? That's the difference. Let's keep going on Moses.
And he spied an Egyptian smiting an Hebrew.
He what?
Smiting an Hebrew.
Keep going.
One of his brethren, verse 12.
No, actually back up one second. Read that one more time. There's something very important in there.
And he spied an Egyptian smiting an Hebrew.
He spied who?
Smiting a Hebrew.
No, he has spied who?
Who was smiting?
Oh, you said smite? Oh, smitten or smite?
Smiting.
Okay, I think it's smitten.
Smitten?
Yeah. Read that one more time. Smite. Okay. Yeah, go ahead. What you say?
Okay. And he spied an Egyptian smiting in Hebrew.
So he saw an Egyptian smiting a Hebrew. Now, with just him reading that, what does that tell you? Anybody? Go ahead out.
An Egyptian was beating a Hebrew.
Okay. Now, I thought everybody was the same. I thought Egyptians and blacks in America are the same people. What does that verse prove?
That we're not the same people.
How do you know? If someone asks you, how can you say that? How can you explain that? Or better yet, how can you prove it? Go ahead.
Because one is treating the other unjustly, beating him, hitting him, abusing him.
I mean, well, that could be two brothers fighting up against each other. That's too simple. It's something a little harder than that. Something that's on point. What?
Oppressing.
One is oppressing the other. Try to give me one more, if you could. Anybody else in the class? You close, you very close. You want to take a crack at it?
Jealous?
It has nothing to do with jealousy. Go ahead.
I think like they looked at them as below, they weren't equal.
I'll actually, that's very close, and I'll say why that's very close. Because it says an Egyptian and brethren. If an Egyptian and Moses looking at that brethren or that brother, why would it separate the two? Because any other time it talks about in the scriptures as far as brethren, it never separates the two. So that's how you know that's two different people. And this is how you know that this is also talking about two different people based on the Moses action. Keep going.
One of his brethren, verse 12, and he looked this way and that way. And when he saw that there was no man, he slew the Egyptian.
He did what?
He slew the Egyptian.
That's how you know that that African is not his brother.
Right.
That African is his enemy and always will be. Always has and always will be. Why do you have to look around and search the area to see if anybody was looking? Can you find in the Bible a time where a brother has smitten a group of any other brothers? Anybody? Have you ever heard of a story in the Bible like that? If there was something close to that, it would be a brother breaking up a fight between two brothers. But the fact that he slew that Egyptian tells you that that's not his brother. How come they call the Egyptian his brother? Because that's not his brother. Like, you got to take common sense. See what I'm saying? All that blacks are Africans is bullshit. You could throw that in the trash. See what I'm saying? People cannot use.
The time is 8:45, and the Minneapolis Central Library will be closing in 15 minutes. Thank you.
No. So that lets you know that's a disconnection. See what I'm saying? Also, I'll give you something better. Give me Zephaniah 2:12. I believe that's it. I believe it's Zephaniah 2:12. It is, yeah. That's what I'm looking for. These Africans are not our brothers, man. That's why Moses, for the love that he had for his own brethren, he killed that Egyptian. And because of that, Moses had a warrant for his arrest. Just like Yahushua had a warrant, so did Moses. That's why Moses left. He fled the scene. See what I'm saying?
Like you said, he was in their land as well.
That's right. Captivity.
Looking both ways. Because when the Egyptian guard was saying, like you said, he put to death.
There you go. There you go. You see what I'm saying? What Moses did was for the love of his own brother, not for no Egyptian. If that was the case, that Egyptian never would have got that, that execution. Never would have got that punishment. He would have lived. It would have been Wakanda forever in Egypt, but it wasn't. All right, Zephaniah is Z-E-P-H. Yeah, Zephaniah should be like next or before. Yeah, should be like a chapter, a whole book before or after, something like that. Zephaniah. And after this, we're gonna close out. Got it? Almost. No, so I'll keep going. So long story short, understand who is your people. Next time someone says that you are a part of a people that you really are not, tell them to prove it. Tell them to not give you that washed up school information out of the school systems. That's incorrect, that's wrong. When they say that Africans sold Africans into slavery, tell them Africans sold niggas into slavery. And always say niggas because there is a disconnection. There is a difference between the two. You can't match up skin color. That's too easy. That's too ignorant. Because as we know, all races of people have a sense of a dark complexion, except for white people. If that's the case, I guess we're all related. But that's not true. See what I'm saying? Why not consider the animals? You don't have animals that's saying that we bleed red, that we are the same people. A deer knows his enemy, right? All animals know their enemies. Am I right or wrong?
You're right.
What is a deer's enemy?
A lion.
A goddamn lion. How about let me see what's this other one? A giraffe. I always see giraffes get attacked and shit. Always.
A lion.
They're really all the predators.
Right. You see what I'm saying? They are all the predators. You see what I'm saying? Carnivores. You see what I'm saying? Every animal knows who their enemy is and know the difference between the species. But us being a species of humans, somehow Black and Hispanics don't know who the true enemy is. Who at least one of them are. You want to say something? Go ahead.
I was just going to say too, Africa over there, they had the UN table, they got armies and tanks and
always
and all that stuff.
All that.
If they really gave a damn about Black people calling the same people, they wouldn't just stand by and see us being treated the way we are in this country.
That's right.
Because they hear them because they know they're probably off of our oppression and just like that. That's why when they come over here, they can set up their hair stores and their little African shops in our neighborhoods and eat off of us. You know what I'm saying? The milk of dragons like the Asians, just like the Arabs.
Right.
But all of them are disgusting and all of them are going to get put to death real soon. So like,
that's right. That's right. Give them a hand. That's right. It's so funny because they have their own community over South Minneapolis by the famous shelter across the bridge. It's called Molly Town. They got their own little gangs and everything. They profit off of Black and Hispanics. All right, keep going. Go ahead.
Zephaniah chapter 2, verse 12. Ye Ethiopians also.
Say it again.
Ye Ethiopians also.
Ye Nipsey Hustles. Keep going.
Ye shall be slain by my sword.
I should read that one more time.
Ye Ethiopians also.
Ye Ethiopians, meaning Africans. Keep going.
Ye shall be slain by my sword.
By who?
By my sword.
And that sword is going to be of the Lord. See what I'm saying? The Most High is going to rain hell on these people who are Africans. See what I'm saying? The white man, the Japanese, the Chinese, the Arabs, the East Indians. Specifically the white man. The white man is going to get the harsher punishment. See what I'm saying? I got to find that scripture. He is going to get the harsher punishment. He's going to get hell. You see what I'm saying? He's going to get it worse than the others.
Why not? Whenever you talk about celebrity, you talk about
I believe it's Obadiah. Obadiah 1:9. See what I'm saying? No, you too wild. On that Obadiah, I saw that look. You see what I'm saying? Obadiah 1:9 explains how this white man is going to get a worse punishment. But as far as these Africans, as far as, who else is out there? All these other heathens, they are not going to get, any slack. All right, read that one more time. One more time.
Zephaniah chapter 2, verse 12. Ye Ethiopians also, ye shall be slain by my sword.
And ye shall be slain by my sword. You want to say something? You see what I'm saying? You are going to be slain by the Most High sword. It ain't no more going into cows' behinds. Ain't no more eating albinos. I got me an albino nephew. I wish you would touch my nephew. You see what I'm saying? I'm going to do you just like Samson did. And smack you with the jawbone of an ass, which is a donkey. You see what I'm saying? I wish you would touch my nephew, man. Precious. All right? Keep going.
Verse 13. And he will stretch out his hand against the north.
Who is in the north? Who is in the north right now? You said what? Egypt is not in the north. Go ahead.
Are you talking about Israel being the northern tribe, or are you talking about North America?
North America. Go ahead. Here you go. Yeah, North America. See what I'm saying? It talks about, it's giving you, like, even when you go to Joel, how it's going to bring all the heathens together and get them destroyed. But right here it says that the Africans are going to be slain, and then he's going to stretch forth his hand to North America, to the north. Right. You see what I'm saying? Right, which is the white man.
Right. So yeah, like, so that's in that order. Like, you Africans sold us to the white man, all of them will be.
Damn right.
The white man will be cut off forever.
Forever. See what I'm saying?
Obadiah, chapter 1, verse, I started at verse 9.
Come.
And thy mighty man, O T-man, shall be dismayed to the end that every one of the mouth of Esau may be cut off by slaughter.
Right.
Verse 10, for thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever.
Damn right. Hey, get a Lord in him. Get a Lord in him.
You know what I'm saying? That's justice for that. Like, everybody is falling out over that damn when they see us movie, like it's something foreign. Like, that's everyday life.
That's everyday life.
That's just once y'all just seeing that, y'all this happens every day.
Yeah.
But that's the justice that's going to be served for that. For the brother, you think that little measly few dollars was worth something?
Right, $41 million.
Ruin whole lives behind that, and not just them. You know what I'm saying? For the violence that they committed, all that slavery that they do, all the Hispanic brothers that's dying at the borders right now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The kids that's dying at the border getting molested and everything, because you're a white man that's disgusting. So
right.
You don't molest them kids at the borders and the cats. He's going to be cut off forever for that. And that's just what thus says the Lord. Man.
Right, damn right.
So also the Gadites, the so-called Native American Indians, which are still being housed in internment camps, labeled as reservations, but like I said, that they are prison camps to this day, but just relabeled as reservations. So they can't forget about
right.
They down there too. They ODing on heroin. They so depressed over there in them concentration camps. Reservations.
Reservations, right.
So yeah, for that violence, man, they're gonna be cut off forever. Right now, the Lord said, He said, fishing. We are to fish. Soon He said He's gonna let us be hunters.
Right.
We're gonna dig them up around the cave that they built up under the ground. This is in the scripture.
Right.
We're gonna be digging them up. You know that scripture? First He's gonna send fishers. First He sent fishers. Like, we are fishers of men right now. We are here to go get our brothers and wake up as many people as possible so they can be saved from when this nuclear war is coming. And like the Lord said, when I read the scripture, I'm like, dang, man, the nuclear war gonna come? What about, I'm trying to live right. I gotta just die, be a slave all my life, being killed the nuclear war?
Right.
Hell no. Then I read the scripture saying, we under the protection of the Lord, we're gonna watch 10,000 down our right hand, 20,000 down our left hand, and nothing gonna touch, not even the dust from it.
Right.
And then on top of it, He's gonna give us opportunity to go dig them up. I know y'all hear about those houses they building in the mountains under the ground, the underground world. They said we're gonna go dig them up out of the rocks and kill them in the scripture. I said, man, when I read this, I'm like, what? Mm-hmm. So that's justice, man. We're gonna get our justice, man. Right. All we gotta do is have patience on the saints, wake our people, because let's think about it. If the nuclear war would have started 3 months ago, you wouldn't be here. If it had started 3 years ago, 4 years ago, I wouldn't be here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, I thank the Most High for His mercy and allowing me to wake up and allow me to be able to wake up some of my brothers, you know what I'm saying? Say, look, man, let's build this thing up so we can get our justice.
Damn right.
We can go out here and beat up the Edomite and do something wicked like that, or we can get the kingdom of heaven.
Right.
You know, people have slaves, had Africans, you know, slaves and use them as doormats. Like, I gotta wipe my feet up. Come lay down here.
Right.
Yeah. So,
Right.
clean up dog shit with their hands, whatever you want to do to them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But you can do it, be able to do it. But the only way you did on top of it living like kings. You know what I'm saying? Being able to run, have your own little small country, or a few countries that you own. Yeah. You got a few countries over here. You got a few countries over there, birds everywhere. You know, gold and silver, you know, like that's what you want to do. That's the thing right there. If that's possible, what do I gotta do? Stop lying, stop stealing, stop cheating. You know, I don't gotta stop having sex with boys. You don't gotta have sex with boys, but you can't have sex with boys. Stop sleeping with the strip, stop paying the strip club, stop selling the dope. Okay, you know, like, oh, me and my brother can all go out together. I ain't gonna never follow my brother, got me. The school guy, we got a network right here. Like, ain't no such thing as a brother being, you know, homeless and messed up when you come in. So we gonna get up out of here, man.
Yeah. With that being said, that's
close it out, man. Go ahead, slide.
With that being said, that's the topic for today. You know, we are not Africans, and brothers, Black, Hispanic, and Native American Indians need to show more love towards each other. And of course, we got a cookout where you can, you know, practice that and teach that shit. You know, Salakia. It's going to be at the Fire Weekend, Chicago, July 25th through the 29th. We got a lot of events popping out. You're going to see nothing but brothers and sisters with each other having a good time, feeding Black and Hispanic communities all over the earth. All right. With that being said, pay your tithe. Shalom, Israel.
The Lord's Prayer real quick.
Come.